Jai Shri Ram, Vibhuti Yoga Part 4. Where did we stop in the last one? I think we stopped at 10:25. Maharshinam Bhruguraham Giramasmekam Aksharam Yajnanam Japayajñosmi Stavaranam Himalaya. So, Giram. Giram means sound vibration. So, Giramasmi Ekam Aksharam. I am. Asmi means I am. Ekam Aksharam. Om. That's why I wear an Om locket. I told you, please get yourself an Om locket and tell people Om is Krishna. Krishna is Om. I think we can write a song. Om is Krishna. Krishna is Om. Om Krishna Krishna Om. Om Krishna Krishna Om. Okay. Go ahead and write a song. I'll think about this later. Then, Yajnanam Japayajñosmi. That I explained already. You already understand. It is simple Sanskrit. Now, the fact that you are a Hindu is itself proof that you are blessed. That too born in India. Bharat, not India. Now, every time when you go to the gym, do a workout. Every time you do a set. If you are sitting on the chest press, my favorite equipment is chest press. You should get yourself a chest press and a leg extender. Or if you can get a leg press, seated leg press, not an incline, seated one. Incline ones are dangerous. So these two pieces of equipment and a couple of dumbbells should be there in your study room. See, paying a gym is not a very smart idea because most of us will not go, especially if the gym is a little far away. Even if it is the next building, there will be some laziness. I had a gym myself, and it was my own building, my own gym, which was about 200 meters away from my house. I hardly used to go there. Now I had to sell that gym. Krishna arranged it that way. I initially thought it was a great loss. It was a great loss. But Krishna has his own ways of doing things. So he made me sell that gym so that all my equipment is now in my house, in the ground floor, where I have my Geetalayam. The front room is now transformed into a gym. So Krishna made sure that I work out. So if you are with Krishna, he will do strange things to you, which you will understand later as Shreyaskaram. Because Arjuna also asked, tell me what is good for me. See, Arjuna, in the third chapter, Arjuna said, Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi keshava vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me तदेकं वद निश्चित्य येन श्रेयोहम आपनुयाम. तदेकं वद निश्चित्य येन श्रेयोहम आपनुयाम. So remember this. Vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me. Vyamishreneva. By your apparently ambiguous words, vakyena, buddhim mohayasiva me. You are getting me confused. Tadekam vada nischitya. Nischitya, decisively. Vada, tell me, ekam, one thing that is Shreyaskaram for me, highest good. Yena Shreyoham apnuyam. Apnuyam means may attain. So, Vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me tadekam vada nischitya yena Shreyoham apnuyam. So Arjuna said, hey sir, Krishna ji, please stop confusing me. Tell me one path by which I might attain the highest good. Since I have been studying Gita, and I have been personally related, personally involved, I don't know whether he considers me, but I am very close to Krishna. So I always think of Krishna, talk about Krishna, and say Krishna Krishna. So in my gym also, when I work out, it is all the Maha Mantra. I always do every set, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So this is the mantra that I chant while working out in the gym. While taking any flight of stairs, the same thing. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So keep chanting. You don't have to carry a bag of beads and all that. That is ISKCON people do that well. If you have the patience, go ahead and do that. Personally, I don't recommend that. There's no need. You keep chanting. In fact, every time you breathe in, and breathe out, that is called Hamsa Yoga. Krishna himself mentions that. Krishna himself mentions that in the Uttara Gita, he talks about Hamsa Yoga. When you breathe in, it is hum, and when you breathe out, it is so. Hum, so, Hamsanadam, Hamsa Yoga, Hamsa Mantra. And Krishna himself says that every being, when he breathes, every living being, when they breathe, it is hum, when they breathe out, it is so. And Krishna says, when you master Kundalini and your Kundalini is fully awakened, it becomes reverse. And when you breathe in, it is so, and you breathe out, it is hum. So hum. Hamsa becomes so hum. So this is very esoteric. I don't know. You can personally approach Krishna to explain that. It is sufficient for me to know that every time I breathe in, it is either hum or so. It means the same to me. I am he, or he is me. That means he is he is me. No, I am whatever I am because of the energy of Krishna. So whatever. So what is that bhajan by? मेरा आपकी कृपा से हर काम हो रहा है, करते हो तुम कन्हैया, मेरा नाम हो रहा है. This is available on karaoke. Please learn this and sing. Vinod Agarwal ji sings this beautifully. मेरा आप की कृपा से हर काम हो रहा है, करते हो तुम कन्हैया, मेरा नाम हो रहा है. Lovely bhajan, very uplifting. You will love it. So Krishna is doing everything. Soham, soham, soham. You also, while you chant, that is sufficient. Keep your hands free so that you can do Krishna's work, Lokasangram, instead of chanting beats. I don't recommend that. Those who do it, well, it is up to them. They are very fine. In my philosophy, I don't. So yajnanam japa yajñosmi. Keep chanting while you are cooking. Make sure that Bhagavad Gita chanting is going on in the background, because the vibrations, giram asmi ekam aksharam, giram asmi ekam aksharam, giram asmi ekam aksharam. So if the vibrations of Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's words, when you are cooking, if you allow Bhagavad Gita to be playing in the background, listen to Bhagavad Gita loudly, then the food will be irradiated with the energy of Krishna. Please remember that. Even Hanuman Chalisa you can play, but Hanuman is none other than Krishna only. That is confirmed. In Uddhava Gita, Krishna said, Kim Purushanam Hanuman. So Krishna is Hanuman, Hanuman is Krishna, Shiva is Krishna, Skanda is Krishna, all are Krishna. But when you are cooking, make sure that you play Bhagavad Gita. So the food becomes fully sattvic, irradiated with the power of Krishna. Giramasmekam aksharam. Okay. 1026. Ashwadhas sarva vrukshanam devarshinam cha naradaha gandharvanam chitra rathaha siddhanam kapilo munihi. Among trees, I am the sacred fig tree, people tree, Ashwatha Vruksham. The word Ashwatha actually means that which will not be there tomorrow, or that which will not be the same tomorrow. So life is like that. And the people tree gives oxygen 24 hours. That's an interesting fact. And of the celestial rishis, I am Narada. Among Gandharvas, I am Chitraradha. And among the Siddhas, I am Kapila Rishi. Chitraradha was the guy who beat the hell out of Duryodhana, and Karna ran away. Ghosha Yatra, if you remember, or ask me that story, I will tell you later. And actually, in short, the story was Duryodhana, Karna, Dushasana, all these fellows, after convincing Dhritarashtra that they are actually going to the forest on an excursion with the intention of actually checking the Goshala that is there somewhere, then actually they go there, settle down near a pond with all their food and music and disco and strobe lights and all that. They create a lot of noise and a lot of food gets cooked, and they are dancing with their women, and they are just having a nice time actually, creating a lot of noise. And Duryodhana, well, and that too they are camping in the vicinity of where the Pandavas were camping. Pandavas were sent to the forest, isn't it? So 12 years. So just to sort of taunt them, annoy them, irritate them, make them more miserable. And Bhima was feeling terrible because of the smell of good food that was wafting through the air. So, and all the clanging, the noise and disco sounds and all that DJ. Duryodhana had his own DJ, na? So, after some time, Chitraratha was the owner of that pond, or at least that's what he claimed. He said, "Hey, listen, I am the owner, get out." So Duryodhana said, "Who the hell are you? You don't know who I am." They had a fight. And Chitraratha is the Gandharva, he is the king of the Gandharvas. So he is more powerful than a mere human being. So he thrashes all these 100 Kauravas and all their friends, they get beaten up very badly. Duryodhana is imprisoned, tied up and imprisoned. Karna runs away. Karna ran away for dear life. The great Karna. And this information reached Yudhishthira because one soldier from Duryodhana's camp escaped from the beatings and went and told Yudhishthira that, you see, Duryodhana got beaten up, Karna ran away, please do something. You see, after all, they are your cousins. Arjuna and Bhima were very happy and they said, Kagala karyamu gandharvule neraverchinattu. Kagala karyamu gandharvule chesinattu neraverchinattu. That means what we could not do, the Gandharvas have done. We should have thrashed these rascals for, subjecting us to these kind of things, like going to the forest and stripping Draupadi and all that. Though Arjuna and Bhima were very happy and they were not in a mood to help, because they thought whatever we should have done, somebody else has done, Gandharva has done, very good. But Dharmaraja was Dharmaraja. He said, no. He said, when an outsider comes, we should consider ourselves as 105. Among ourselves, we are 5 and they are 100, we will fight. But when an outsider comes, we should consider ourselves as united and 105 brothers and we should fight. So Dharmaraja came up with this very interesting dharmic logic. So Bhima and Arjuna were told to go and save Duryodhana. So because of the command of the elder brother, they both went and defeated Chitraratha and released Duryodhana. Duryodhana, instead of being thankful and showing gratitude, he became even more frustrated. Now Chitraratha was very happy with Arjuna's performance, and Chitraratha became a good friend. Chitraratha gave him 1,000 horses and lots of other gifts. I think he gave some wonderful arrows, weapons, so many other arsenal he enhanced. And of course, while Arjuna became Brihannala under the curse of Urvashi, Arjuna spent 5 years in heaven with his father Indra. At that time in heaven, Chitraratha taught Arjuna Bharatanatyam, or in fact all Natyam, all types of. So Arjuna was an expert in dancing, thanks to Chitraratha. Look at that incident. Arjuna didn't want to go and save. He was forced to save. Grudgingly he went because of the command of the elder brother. And finally he befriended Chitraratha and learnt many things from him. So remember, this is how Krishna performs everything. This is all Krishna Lila only. Bharat, Mottam Mahabharatam Anta Krishna Lila. So we sometimes, fret and frown that something bad has happened, but even behind that, whatever bad has happened, there will be some good for you, because Krishna is doing all the planning. He is designing. Especially if you are a Krishna Bhakta, he will take personal care of you. So in every bad thing or something horrible that you complain about, there will be something wonderful. The seed of some great thing is always there in every crisis. Okay. So Gandharva planet is there. So Gandharvas are great singers, dancers, and the best singer and dancer is Chitraratha. Siddhas are yogis who have spiritual perfection. Kapila Rishi, who's the son of Kardama and Devahuti. This is Bhakti Yoga. Kapila Sankhya is all about Bhakti. And there is another Kapila who wrote the Sankhya Darshana philosophy, which is actually atheistic. So that Kapila is different from this Kapila. Okay. So this Kapila is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam 3rd canto. He is an avatar of Sri Krishna. Okay. So Krishna claims that he is Narada. Narada is Krishna. See, Narada is notorious for deliberately creating quarrels and problems. And people think, misunderstand him as a mischief maker. However, he has a very important role to play. He purifies our personalities. And all those, people, great Puranic characters, he creates quarrels among them so that ultimately they introspect and purify their own souls, or Atmas. Soul is a Christian term. Silly Christian term. 10:27. Uchchaishravasmashwanam. Uchchaishravasmashwanam vidhimam amrutodbhavam. Airavatam gajendranam naranam cha naradhipam. Among horses know me to be Uchchaishrava, begotten from the churning of the ocean, ocean of nectar. Sagara Manthana. I am Airavata among all elephants, and I am the king. I am the king among humans. Now, Naranancha Naradhipam. Naradhipam. Okay. So, Uchchaishrava is a celestial winged horse that belongs to Indra. It was born in the Sagara Manthana, white in color, the fastest horse in the entire universe. Churning of the ocean, during the churning of the ocean by the Devas and the Asuras, Uchchaishravas was one of the things that was born. Airavata was also born at the same time. Airavata is the white elephant that serves Indra, and Uchchaishrava is called Ardhamatanga, half an elephant or something like that. It's the elephant of the clouds. So Naranancha Naradhipam, which means the king. I am the king. Now among men I am the king. But Naradhipam. So one who is really and truly kingly. Not every joker you see, there are so many these, I don't even name them. I don't want to name them because uttering their name also fouls my mouth, spoils the taste. All those Mughal rascals, they were called Mughal emperors, Mughal dynasty, Mughal empire. These scoundrels who were all pedophiles and all that, drug addicts, they told us Akbar the Great. Akbar was a bloody lecher. He captured 5,000 women and kept them in his harem, Seraglio. Just imagine, daughters and queens of many kings, small kings whom he exploited. All their women he kept them. 5,000 women in his harem. Just imagine what a miserable life. Would Akbar have had the opportunity to copulate with them? Just imagine 5,000 women in 1 year. How can he copulate with all of them? All of them must have had miserable. Why do you think we went through all this in India's history? Because we forgot Krishna. We forgot Krishna, we forgot Bhagavad Gita, and that is why our women were subjected. And we were told Akbar is great, Akbar the Great. He was a bloody lecher. He was a horrible, ugly looking character, 5 feet 4 inches tall, pock-marked face. His face was, he suffered from smallpox. There was a mole the size of a green peas on his nose. He was bald-headed, bandy-legged. He was a perfectly ugly, grotesque character. But we were told he is Akbar the Great. And he was an alcoholic. He was addicted to all drugs, and he was a lecher. So this is Akbar, and he is not at all great. Akbar the Great butcher. And he killed on 2 occasions more than 30,000 non-combatants and made a tower of their skulls. Killing Hindus, cutting off their heads and making a tower of their heads was a hobby for all these Islamic invaders. And Akbar also did that. 30,000 non-combatants, ordinary people. He killed them out of frustration. Killing a soldier in a battle is understandable, not ordinary. And he made towers of that, and we were told he is Akbar the Great. This is the level. Why do you think we have experienced this? Even today in school books they might still be teaching Akbar is great. So this is because we forgot Krishna and Bhagavad Gita, and that is why we are suffering even now. Okay, not those kind of kings. Chhatrapati Shivaji, Prithviraj Chauhan, Yudhishthira, Maharaj Parikshit, Sri Rama, all these great kings, all these dharmic personalities. Okay, Prithviraj Chauhan unfortunately blundered. He also forgot Bhagavad Gita, and therefore he lost. He should have finished that rascal Gori. After defeating him 16 times, he allowed him to go. So, and as a result, Prithviraj Chauhan was the last Hindu king of India around 1010 AD. So his story is another sad story. And Prataparudra, again he also blundered. Prataparudra, very powerful king, defeated Khilji once, let him go, and within 1 year that fellow came back and joined hands with some Hindu kings, local Hindu. Finally Prataparudra was defeated. Kakatiya dynasty, he was the greatest king. Ganapati Deva was the founder. Prataparudra's daughter Rudrama Devi also was a great queen. Now Prataparudra unfortunately lost the battle. After defeating Khilji, he should have killed him. It's a snake, you should kill. But he never studied Bhagavad Gita perhaps. That's why he did not imbibe the values. He let that fellow go, and that fellow came back within 1 year, joined hands with some local Hindu kings and finally defeated Prataparudra. Prataparudra was being taken to Delhi to be converted, do khatna and make him a Muslim. He took permission to do prayers in Narmada river. Prataparudra was, I believe, nearly 7 feet tall. He was a huge person, like Prithviraj Chauhan was 7 feet tall. And finally he committed suicide in Narmada river. So what a tragedy. Why? Because you forgot Bhagavad Gita, Baba. In Vedic literature, the king is considered to be the representative of Krishna. Yeah, now in this age we have all complete idiots and rascals and debauchees becoming kings. So Krishna is not a representative of these rascals, okay? Only the dharmic personalities under whom people will be happy. Such a king is a true representative. That means he is a representative of Krishna and he is a Vibhuti of Krishna, like Chhatrapati Shivaji. 1028. Ayudhanam aham vajram dhenunam asmi kamadhuk. Dhenunam asmi kamadhuk. At home I keep several figurines of Gaumata. Figurine. Figurine means a small statue. Wherever you can buy, in whatever metal or the cheap ones in porcelain are available. Buy as many Gaumata figurines and keep them in every room at home, in office. The picture of Gaumata, you should always see Gaumata. Wherever you turn, you should see Gaumata. The Veda also recommends that you see Gaumata in front, in back, to the side, to this side, to that side. So you must buy as many small ones. Don't spend too much money. Buy as many Gaumatas as possible and fix them on the walls at home. Everywhere you turn, see Gaumata. I have created a Godwaram also. I had an old gym machine leg press which I wanted to sell, but on OLX they were trying to dupe me and people were not willing to buy, perhaps because now all modern equipments. Mine is an old heavy duty metal one. So if I sell it to a scrap dealer, he will give me a few thousand rupees. When I bought it, it was 50,000. That's 15 years back. Heavy duty it will last, but I don't want to do any leg press because it's not good for my knees now that I'm 62. So now, because I'm unable to sell it or I'm not willing to give it away to a scrap dealer, I have modified that. I am cutting it up so that it serves as a nice armchair, and one part of it, which is almost like a dwaram, I have slightly modified. I'm going to get it modified, and I am going to install a big flexi poster of Gaumata. So people, when they come to my Gitalayam, they have to pass under the Gaumata. See, because we have this Hindu belief that if we crawl from underneath the Gaumata, you will be blessed. So now I am creating this Gaudwaram. I think you understood what I am trying to tell you. Dhenu namasmi kamadhuk. So among cows, I am Kamadhenu. I am the Vajra among weapons. And I am the Kamadhenu among cows. I am Kamadev, the god of love. Now, Prajanascha asmi Kandharpaha, which means I am Kamadev. So Krishna is Kamadev. That means he provokes you. He provides the impetus, the impulse, the sexual urge. Therefore, he wants you to marry and have children. So taking sannyasa and running away from these responsibilities, I think, is not something that Krishna will support. I don't want to use strong words. Yes, people like Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, though he married, of course, he treated his wife as a goddess and all that. Fine. See, these are exceptions. Let us not talk about them. Many yogis were there, Ramana Maharshi, for example. These are different. These are Ishvara Koti or Nityasuri. They never fell into this. They are Nityasuri. Ramanuja uses the word. These are Atmas that have never ever fallen into the mire of samsara. So I don't want to discuss that. Otherwise, people like you and me, we should marry, produce children dharmically, and these children should be trained in Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, the mlechas, you see, their population, hum panch hamare pachas, and they are multiplying. A religion which is just 2000 years old, their population is, Christians is number 1 in the world. And the Islam, barely 1400 years, they are just touching Christianity. They are about 1.8 billion. And we Hindus, Hinduism has no origin, date origin, nothing, no founder. It is eternal, Sanatana Dharma. And we are dwindling in numbers. So this is a dangerous sign. So every Hindu should marry and try to produce at least 10 children. Okay? That is what I feel. So, Dhenu namasmi kamaduk, prajanascha asmi kandarpa, sarpanam asmi vasuki. See, in the Puranas, there is a story of Dadichi Rishi, and Indra was once driven out from heaven by Vritrasura, and the demon could be killed only by any weapon not known till then. So Indra approached Shiva, and Shiva said, okay, let's go to Krishna, that is Vishnu. So Vishnu and Shiva, Vishnu then revealed to Indra that the only weapon that could kill this rascal Vritrasura is a thunderbolt made from the bones of Rishi Dadichi. And Dadichi was willing to make the ultimate sacrifice for the sake of mankind, for the sake of creation. He laid down his life so that his bones could be used to make the Vajra Ayudham. So that is Dadichi, representative of Sanatana Dharma. We are willing to lay down our life for the sake of mankind, for the sake of creation. That is, sacrifice is part of our DNA. Willingness to sacrifice ourselves is part of DNA of the Hindu. And don't use the word Shaheed, Shaheed Bhagat Singh. Shaheed is an Islamic term. Shaheed basically means a person who is fighting for Islam and killing innocent infidels, and then dying in the process, he becomes a Shaheed. So the word Shaheed should be treated actually as some kind of a negative epithet. It is not something to be proud of. Whereas therefore for Hindus we should say Amarveer. Stop using this word Shaheed. I don't want to use strong words, you must understand. Shaheed actually means a criminal who died in the path of, conducting his criminal affairs, of, threatening, giving dawat, threatening people, become a Muslim or we'll fight and kill you. And in the process, when he dies, he becomes a Shaheed. So we cannot be Shaheeds. We are not Shaheed. The word does not apply to us. It applies to them. It's alright. So the thunderbolt made from the bones of Rishi Dadicha was used to defeat Vritrasura. And Krishna refers to this thunderbolt as the representation of his glory. And he is preferring it above his Kaumodaki, the mace, and Sudarshana. So this is Krishna again for you. He will confuse you. Krishna will confound you, bamboozle you. But if you are his friend, truly prapanna, surrendered, then he will be always there to take care of you. So Krishna also reveals that the act of the sexual intercourse is not unholy, and he provides the impetus. And there are some people, here, this is a very sensitive issue. Many people, I don't know why they say this, but they say that sexual intercourse is only for the sole purpose of begetting children. Now this is a very ridiculous, irrational statement. If that is so, then why are Rambha, Urvashi, Menaka, Tilottama, so many Apsarasas there? And you see, Vashishta himself was born of Rishi Prachetasa and Rambha. Prachetasa Rishi is the father of Valmiki. Valmiki, sorry, not Vashishta. Vashishta will come to that. Even Vashishta is born of such a kind of, union. So, Valmiki is the son of Rishi Prachetasa, who, when he was in heaven, he witnessed Rambha's dance and he got sexually aroused. And they say silly things like, many prudes are there, prudish people, prudish interpreters say that his sperm fell and and it fell on the ground and Valmiki sprung up from that. How can that be possible? So I would be very comfortable to think that, Prachetasa Rishi witnessed Ramba's dance, and he had a union with Rambha, sexual intercourse with Rambha, produced Valmiki. So I'm comfortable with that. What is your bloody problem? If Krishna had created, now look at my argument, listen to my argument. If we have to accept this argument that sexual intercourse is only meant for begetting children, then Krishna should give us our sexual organs as a marriage gift at the time of marriage, so that we can start using it. And then perhaps he should take it away as soon as the children are born. Or maybe he should repeatedly give you whenever your wife is ready in her periods. So that's also, the Shastras actually say, a man who approaches his wife when she is in her periods, that is when she is very fertile, that person is a brahmachari. So that means a man who has sexual intercourse with his wife during her periods, or just after her periods, when she is most fertile because she is ovulating, that person is called a brahmachari. Now many people mistakenly think brahmachari means a person who observes continence. That means continence means abstemiousness, temperance. That means totally abstaining from sexual intercourse. But that's not the definition of brahmachari. And Krishna himself is Nitya Brahmachari. And Durvasa claimed that he is Nitya Upavasi. That's another story. Remind me later. So now, if sexual intercourse is only for begetting good children, or children for that matter, good children, what are good children? It all depends on how you bring them up. And even today in Kali Yuga, even if you bring them up in the best way possible, the environment is so polluted they will go astray. That is another big problem. So you can't blame parents also. After whatever the parents do to bring them up properly and dharmically, the child gets influenced by social media, movies, friends, workplace, debauchery, Oyo rooms, one night stands, live-in relationships, drugs, designer drugs, alcoholism, social drinking, even girls are drinking, everyone is drinking. Of course, boys should not drink. And drinking alcohol is a mahapatakam. Among the mahapatakams, major papams, mahapatakam, one is drinking alcohol. Second is having sex outside marriage. Third is stealing wealth of others, gold and all that. Fourth is stealing, putting somebody's house on fire, resorting to arson and destroying property. And the fifth is associating with somebody who is doing any one of the above four, the last four. Drinking alcohol, illicit sex, stealing property, gold, and arson, putting things on fire. And if there is a person who has done any one of these four, and if you befriend him, then you are committing mahapatakam. This is what our Shastras are saying. These ideas come from Vedas only. See, Arjuna had 4 wives, in fact 5 wives. 5th one I forgot the name. 5 wives are there, or perhaps more. So at least 4 names we know. Now Yudhishthira also had. Now some people like to say that Krishna had only one wife, Rukmini. All the others are poetic creations. Could be, I don't know. But in those days, men were allowed. But Krishna himself recommends in Uddhava Gita that a Brahmin can have 4 wives, Kshatriya 3, Vaishya 2, and Shudra only 1. So because the ultimate objective of our Sanatana Dharma is to raise everybody to the level of a Brahmin. Gunas can be Brahmin. Karma can be Shudra. Everyone should develop the Brahmin Guna. Brahmana Guna. Brahmana Guna means very calm, knowledge oriented, does not get emotionally hijacked, spiritually oriented. But your Varna or Karma, you can choose to be anything else based on your aptitude. So once everyone is raised to the level of Brahmanatva, then they qualify for moksha. This is what Madhvacharya said. Madhvacharya says, moksha yognyo, Varna applies only to those who qualify for moksha. Moksha yogya Brahmana, moksha yogya Kshatriya, moksha yogya Vaishya, Moksha Yogya Shudra. Okay. So Brahmana guna has to be imbibed by all. The ultimate goal of Sanatana Dharma is to make everybody a Brahmin. So Brahmana gunas. Karma will be different. Okay, please understand. Don't try to distort what I am saying. So now, then we hear stories about how, Ravana, or you take anybody, they have so many wives and they are sporting, the devas are sporting along with their wives and they are having a lot of, I am also using euphemisms now, fun, which means sexual intercourse. Okay. Now let us examine this idea a little more. See, Krishna has given us a tongue with which we taste. Now, is somebody going to tell you you should not taste anything tasty, eat bland food simply to survive? What kind of a ridiculous nonsense is that? Then why did Krishna give us a tongue? Krishna gave us a tongue so that we can enjoy. We must know what to taste and what not to taste, and also what to eat and what not to eat. It's simply because something is very tasty, don't eat it. Manu clearly says that meat is very tasty, tastier than everything. Tastiest is meat. If you have eaten, you will know. I have eaten. That's why I know. I am a chef. Tandoori chicken, ran, alishan, so many kebabs are there. But they are very, 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 very tasty. But it is papam. So the tongue has been given not to indiscriminately eat something simply because it is tasty, and also not to eat some tasteless, bland stuff, as if you are a bloody patient dying of some cancer in a hospital. You are not an invalid. So taste. Eyes also. You watch everything. Watch all the beauty. There are so many beauties. Watch them, no problem. If somebody comes and says you must watch 24 hours only a cow, what kind of nonsense is that? So you must know what to watch and you must know how to use your senses with discrimination. So this whole idea that sexual intercourse is only for getting children is ridiculously irrational. So you can enjoy. If you are married, Grihastha Ashram, please have sex with your wife, not with the neighbor's wife, okay? So please don't do that. The whole of Ramayana, the whole of Mahabharata, you will find this is where all the problems start. That is why polygamy was also allowed. But again, that is unfair. Rama decided, no, this is not good. So if you want to truly respect a woman, monogamy. Now I leave it to you. I don't want to. I think I have explained enough that this whole idea that sexual intercourse is to be performed. What do you mean perform? It is not some kind of a circus act. Enjoy. All these bloody prudes are busy writing interpretation of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna himself enjoyed. So you have every duty to enjoy. And Krishna within you will enjoy when you enjoy. Enjoy sex with your dharmically wedded wife or dhangini. But don't do over. If you eat all the time 24 hours, then that's a problem. Do you think of food all 24 hours? No. You think of food when you're hungry. So think of sex when you're hungry. Have sex and that's it. 24 hours you should not be watching soft porn on your cell phone. That is bad. I think you are fully understood. And many organizations, Hindu organizations, are forcing young people to become celibates, which is another stupid thing. Already our population is dwindling. Be practical. It is dwindling. Young people should marry. And in fact, if possible, we should bring back polygamy. Well, I don't know. Rama will not agree. But you should have as many children as possible, damn it. Okay. So Kamadev is a representative of Krishna, or Krishna is Kamadev, the god of love. So the sexual urge has its origin in Krishna and should be utilized with discrimination. It is perfectly justified to have sexual enjoyment with your legally wedded wife. So now we'll go to the next. Bhagavad Gita 10:29. Anantaschasmi naganam varuno yadasamaham pitrunam aryama chasmi yamah samyamatamaham. I am Yama. Among snakes I am Ananta. Among aquatics I am Varuna. And among ancestors I am Aryama. And I am Yamraj, the Lord of Death. Krishna himself is time, Kala. He is Kal and he is Yam. So Anant is the divine serpent possessing 10,000 hoods. He describes the glory of Krishna with each of his hoods since the beginning of creation. And in spite of that, his description is not yet complete, I believe. So in the Hanuman Chalisa you have Sahasa Vadana Tumharo Yash Gavai. Sahasa Vadana Tumharo Yash Gavai Asakahi Sripati Kantha Lagavai. This Sahasa Vadana can mean Ananta, who is continuously praising Hanuman also. Or it can also mean, Vivekananda said, Sahasavadana means every Hindu scripture praises Hanuman. And Varuna is the god of the ocean. Aryama is the third son of Aditi. He is worshipped as the head of all our departed ancestors. Yamaraj is the god of death. He arranges to take the Jivatma from the mortal frame after death. He dispenses justice on behalf of Krishna for all the Jivatma's action in this life, giving punishments or rewards. He will not deviate an inch from his duties. In fact, Yamaraja, it is said that 1 foot is in Chandana, which is cooling, Chandan, and in 1 foot is in Agni, fire. So he is very calm. He does not show any partiality. Read Garuda Purana. Never commit any act which is adharmic. Otherwise, Yama will give you your just deserts, kami appens, deserved punishment. Yama is our nemesis. Be careful. He will dispense justice impartially. 10:30. Prahladaschasmi daityanam kalah kalayatamaham. I am time. Krishna is time. Mruganancha mrugendroham vainatiyascha pakshinam. I am Prahlada among the demons, Asuras. I am time. I am the lion among the animals and Garuda among the birds. Now Prahlada's statement, something I love, I will tell you. What is that? Matirna Krishne Parataha. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.30, 7th canto, 5th chapter, 30th verse. Shri Prahlada Uvacha Matirna Krishne Parataha Swatova Mitova Abhipadyeta Grihavratanam Adanta Gobhir Vishatam Tamishram Punah Charvita Charvananam. What is Prahlada saying? He says, because of their uncontrolled senses, people who are addicted to materialism, materialistic life and the bodily conception of life, progress towards hellish conditions, progress inexorably towards hellish conditions, and repeatedly chew that which has been already been chewed. That is a metaphor for rebirth. Matirna Krishne Parataha. Their inclination toward Krishna is never aroused, either by their own efforts, or by the instructions of others, or by a combination of both. I love this. You should memorize this. Matirna Krishne Parataha. Ante Krishnudu మీద మనసు పోదట. స్వయంగా ప్రయత్నించినా, ఇంకోళ్ళు చెప్పినా, ఈ రెండు నేను అనుకుంటాను, అయ్యో భగవద్గీత రోజు చదవాలి, కృష్ణుడి గురించి చదువుకోవాలి, అనవసరం కన్వర్జేషన్స్ వద్దు అనుకుంటాం, కానీ చేయం. ఇంకోళ్ళు చెప్తాడు, ఎవడో చెప్తాడు, అరే భగవద్గీత చదువుకో, వినం. ఈ రెండు నేను నాకు చెప్పుకుంటున్నా, ఇంకోళ్ళు చెప్పినా కూడా మన మనసు దాని మీద కృష్ణుడి మీద పోదు. ఎందుకు పోదంటే మతిర్న కృష్ణే పరత స్వతోవా మితో అభిపద్యేత ఈజ్ డెవలప్డ్. కృష్ణుడి మీద ఇంట్రెస్ట్ డెవలప్ కాదు, అభిపద్యేత. గృహవ్రతానం అంటే addicted to the materialistic bodily conception of life. గృహవ్రతానం అంటే ఇంట్లో ఉండాలి, అన్నీ ఎంజాయ్ చేయాలి, అన్నీ తినాలి, ఇంకా ఏం చూడాలి, ఇంకా ఏం తిరగాలి, ఏం తినాలి, ఏం బట్టలు, ఏం తాగాలి, ఇదే 24 గంటలు ఇదే. ఎప్పుడు చూసినా అందరు ఇదే డిస్కషన్లో ఉంటారు. ఏదన్నా కొత్త డ్రింక్ వచ్చిందంటే అది తాగేవా, ఇది తాగేవా, సోషల్ డ్రింకింగ్, గాడిద గుడ్డు, అది దాన్ని చూడు, దీన్ని చూడు. అమ్మాయిలు కూడా అదే డిస్కషను, ఇందులోనే ఉన్నారు. తిన్నది ఏ తింటున్నారు. జంతువులకి మనకి తేడా లేదు, అవి కూడా అదే చేస్తున్నాయి. యానిమల్స్ కూడా ఏం చేస్తాయి, పుడతాయి, తర్వాత ఏంటి పెరుగుతాయి, తర్వాత తినాలి, తాగాలి, ఇక్కడ అక్కడ సంభోగం చేయాలి, కొట్టుకోవాలి, కొట్లాడాలి, ఫైట్ చేయాలి, ఆఖరికి ఎప్పుడో ఒకరోజు చచ్చిపోతాం. అదే కదా మనం కూడా చేస్తున్నది అదే. సో మనిషి జన్మ ఇంత గొప్ప వరము, దాన్ని వాడట్లేదు. ప్రహ్లాదుడు చెప్తున్నాడు, మతిర్న కృష్ణే పరత స్వతోవా మితోవా అభిపద్యేత గృహవ్రతానాం అదాంత గోభిర్విశతాం. అదాంత అన్కంట్రోల్డ్ గోబీ సెన్సెస్ విశతాం ఎంటరింగ్ తమిశ్రం, హెల్లిష్ లైఫ్. అదాంత గోభిర్విశతాం తమిశ్రం, అదాంత గోభిర్విశతాం తమిశ్రం పునః పునః చర్విత చర్వణానాం. వాట్ a wonderful thing. That is why Prahlada is a representative of Krishna. Next, what does Krishna say? Prahladascha daityanam kalah kalayatamaham mruganancha mrugendroham vainatiyascha pakshinam. Kalam, time. You can't see time. Past, present, future all exist all the time. We normally think that past is something that is over and future. Stephen Hawking said the past is as uncertain and improbable as the future. How? How can that be? I can remember my past, isn't it? But Stephen Hawking is a great scientist. He says the past and future are, the past is as uncertain and as probabilistic as the future. And what does the Veda say? Past, present, future exist all the time. The past, present and future exist all the time. So Krishna is time. You can't see time, but it is there. You know it is there. Don't waste your time. So time is so wonderful, isn't it? Albert Einstein talks about time dilation. Time expands when you move at the speed of light. Time slows down. Amazing. Space-time fabric. Even scientists could not understand. Space-time fabric that will bend, and because of the bend in the space-time fabric, which is brought about by the heaviness of the celestial objects like the sun and the earth and the moon, and there is a curvature that too is what causes gravity, and that is why light from stars gets reflected. That is what Einstein said. And accidentally it was proved by an American astronomer. Otherwise, Einstein's theory, if it had not been proved, then Einstein would have been consigned to the dustbin. Time dilation and deflection of celestial, light from a star, that was proved by an American astronomer accidentally, serendipitously. He proved, yes, light coming from a star gets bent because of the space-time curvature. Oh my God. So, the lion. Krishna says, Mruganancha mrigendroham. Why is he saying that he is the lion? Lions are known as majestic animals, noble animal. Do you know that till 1976 lion was the national animal of Bharat? But Bharat Ratna Indira Gandhi, she gave herself the Bharat Ratna. That's a different matter. And why? We don't know why. I don't want to get into politics now. So anyway, she was thrown out of Shantiniketan because she was caught red-handed in an act that compromised her reputation with her German music teacher, perhaps somewhere where he was teaching her music at the wrong place at the wrong time, and I don't know what music he was teaching her. So Rabindranath Tagore rusticated Indira Gandhi from Shantiniketan because she was indulging in activities which were not good for the university. She was setting a wrong example. I leave it to your imagination, because some congressman will get upset now. So I don't want unnecessary headaches and troubles because of that. So Indira Gandhi gave herself. And why? She, after we won the 71 war, 90,000 Pakistani soldiers were prisoners of war. But she thought she will get the Nobel Peace Prize, and she sent them to Pakistan without any condition. If you are a true politician and a great statesman, if it was Modi in her place, he would have simply said, return our land which you occupied in 1947. In 1947, Indian army was reaching almost Lahore. The Indian army was going to reach Islamabad, and we would have recovered all our land which was given in partition. They attacked Kashmir. If you know a little bit of history, it was not taught in school. But Nehruji declared ceasefire, and a winning army, Indian army, was retreating, and the losing Pakistani army captured land which is called POK. This is the only instance in entire history where a winning army lost territory. We could have reattached Pakistan and cancelled partition. But instead of doing that, we lost territory POK. Great Nehru gave himself the Bharat Ratna, perhaps for that only. We lost land after winning a war. And we retreated, lost land because of that. The winning army lost land. And this lady, what she has done, what she did was very simple. She could have actually told Pakistan, return our land and take back your soldiers, otherwise we will finish them. She didn't do even that. She returned them. And they are continuing all the terror and Mumbai 2611, everything happened. So, simple politics, if you don't know that much, well, perhaps that's why she deserved the Bharat Ratna. Now, see, 1976 till 1976, correct me if I am wrong, the lion was the national animal. The lion is called the noble animal. Lion is mentioned in the Gita also. That is sufficient reason for you to make it the national animal. And it is called a noble animal, just like gold and silver are called noble metals because they don't react. And lion will not attack unless provoked or unless hungry. Otherwise it's quiet. That's why it is noble. Whereas a tiger is an extremely truculent, ferocious animal. It kills for the thrill. And if we Hindus had been like tigers, the Mughals and English and the Dutch and the French, nobody would have come. We would have finished all of them. We were never like tigers. We were not even like lions because we forgot Bhagavad Gita. We were like cows. So at least the cow should have been made the national animal. That also nobody did. There are 4 countries in the world which have the cow as the national animal. 3 of them are Christian nations which eat their national animal. Netherlands, Switzerland and Guernsey. Guernsey is a small country, a protectorate in the English Channel, and Nepal. In all these countries you will find that they are slaughtering the cow. The 3 Christian nations are eating their national animal. We Hindus are like cows, but we didn't have the cow as the national animal. We should make Gau Mata the national animal. That is why Krishna says that he is the lion. And the lion has such a certain majesty which the tiger lacks. The tiger has its own majesty, but nothing compared to the lion. So anyway, Garuda is the divine vehicle of Krishna. Garuda Alvar was born as Periyalvar. In the Alvars, Garuda was reborn as Periyalvar, who was the father of Andal. She was also an Alvar. So, Garuda is a Nityasuri. Jai Shri Ram. So we'll continue to the next one. 1031. Pavanah Pavatamasmi Rama Shastra Bhrutamaham. Jhashanam Makaraschasmi Srotasamasmi Jannavi. Here Rama Shastra Bhrutamaham. I am among the carriers of weapon, I am Rama. So among purifiers I am the wind, and among the wielders of weapons I am Sri Rama, and Jhashanam Makaraschasmi. I am the crocodile and I am the Ganges. So in nature, wind performs the work of purification very effectively. It converts impure water into water vapor, carries away the dirty smells, makes fire burn by fueling it with oxygen, and thus wind is a great purifier of nature. Rama was the greatest warrior ever born, and his Kodandam was the deadliest weapon. Yet he never abused or misused his weapons. Every time he utilized his weapon, it was only for the good of mankind. So he was a perfect wielder of weapons. So Rama and Krishna are the same, the obverse and reverse of the same coin. Okay. Tulsidas, when he went to Mathura, he was reluctant to worship Krishna because he felt he is a Ram Bhakta. Then suddenly, I believe, the Krishna statue started looking like Krishna, or the Krishna statue started looking like Rama, and everyone was puzzled. So Tulsidas realized that Rama and Krishna are the same, and Tulsidas composed Gitavali. So Ganga. So when you dip in the Ganga, some people might criticize you that this is a foolish, superstition. See, in Hinduism, everything is deeply symbolic. When you are dipping in Ganga fully and coming out and offering the water towards the sun is Krishna. And when you are dipping in the water, it symbolically means that you are immersed in Krishna. You are surrounded by Krishna. Everything is Krishna. You are within Krishna. You are offering Krishna to Krishna. You are actually making a statement to yourself and to the onlookers to realize that we are within Krishna. There is nothing beyond Krishna. Therefore, we should lead a life of dharmic life, because once you are within Krishna, there is nothing you can offer to Krishna. Krishna is Nitya Tripta. He does not need the blood of innocent animals, chicken and goat, you idiot. That's why he said, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhaktyupahrutam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. 926, please check. Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. He does not want chicken, anda, biryani. Krishna did not say, Andam Mamsam Biryani Yome Bhakta Prayachati Tadaham Bhaktyupahrutam Ashnami Prayatatmanaha. He did not say that, na. Then why are you slitting the necks? So, Ganga. Krishna is Ganga. Next, let's see, what is the next one? 1032. Sarganam adirantascha madhyam chaivaham Arjuna. Adhyatma vidya vidyanam vadaha pravadatamaham. This is one of my favorite shlokas. Vadaha pravadatamaham. See, I am the beginning, middle and end, and I am the science of spirituality, and I am Vada. See, there are several types of debates. Vada means when two people come to the discussion table with the clear intention of knowing the truth. That means they will not fight. You may have a lot of experience. I may have a lot of experience. And if we are egoistic, then we will think that we know everything and we will quarrel. That's not Vada. Vada means all of us should come to a seminar table where everyone contributes, pools their knowledge, and we put all our knowledge together, and together all of us become more knowledgeable. That is Vada, and arrive at the truth. Now what happens is Vitanda. Vitanda means I am convinced that I am right and you are convinced that you are right, and we come to the discussion table and trying to convince the other fellow that I am right and you are wrong. And in this process we use all means possible to cheat and beat and ridicule, ad hominem, all kinds of negative tactics in order to convince the other fellow that I am right. This is Vitanda. This is a futile activity. And then Jalpa. Jalpa is like a devil's advocate. That means I have no position, I don't believe in God, but I can use all my intelligence to ask you so many questions and completely convince you, and finally you become also atheistic. So I will disturb your mental furniture. Jalpa means posing all kinds of questions and completely destabilizing the other fellow and making him a dhobi ka kutta na ghar ka na ghat ka. So that is Jalpa. And Vada, Vivad and all that. Krishna is saying, I am Vada. So Vada Pravadatamaham. Pravadatam means debate. And Adhyatma Jnana. So what is the shlokam? Sarganam adirantascha madhyam chaivaham Arjuna. Adhyatma vidya vidyanam. So Adhyatma vidya. So Vedantam. Vedantam samupashritam. Vedanta. So Rama also says in Muktikopanishad that he is Vedanta, therefore resort to Vedanta. Krishna is also saying I am Vedanta. Austerity, spiritual knowledge. So he also, earlier also he said I am the beginning, middle and end. Sarganam, all that is created such as space, air, fire, water, earth is called Sarga. He is the creator, Adi, and Madhya, maintainer, and annihilator, Anta. Okay. So the process of creation, maintenance and dissolution can be meditated upon as his Vibhutis. So Vidya is the education that a person acquires in relation to knowledge. So Vishnu Purana describes 18 types of Vidyas. Vishnu Purana, I will mention that later. Vedangas are there, the limbs of Vedas. The limbs, these are subsidiary subjects. If you study, then you will understand the Vedas better. Without studying Vedangas, you cannot understand the Veda. And what are they? Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Nirukti, Jyotish, Chanda. Shiksha is Vedic phonetics. Kalpa means the proper way of conducting the Vedic rituals, the procedures and ceremonies. That is Kalpa. So, and what else? Vyakarana is grammar, Nirukti is etymology, root meanings, Jyotish, astronomy, the time which is suitable for conducting the Vedic yajnas, and Chandas is prosody, poetry, poetic meter, study of poetic meter, prosody, Prosody. So there are many rascals and idiots and interpreters who have not mastered these 6 subjects, but they are talking about Vedam, and saying that in the Vedas there are Gomeda, cow sacrifice, Gavalamba, cow sacrifice, Narameda, human sacrifice, Ashwamedha, horse sacrifice. These rascals should be publicly, well, I leave it. There is no Vedic, no knowledge, no animal sacrifice. First of all, you must master all this, then you should start talking about animals. Start talking about Vedas. Bloody idiot, you don't know anything. So, and what are the, all these come under Adhyatma Jnana. Okay. So, Vishnu Purana also mentions, you see, Angani Vedas Chatvaro Mimamsa Nyaya Vistaraha Puranam Dharmashastram Cha Vidya Hyetas Chaturdasha Ayurvedo Dhanurvedo Gandharvaschaiva Te Trayaha Ardhashastram Chaturdham Tu Vidya Yashtadashaivattaha. So, Shiksha Kalpa Vyakarana Nirukti Jyotisham Chandasu. Ivi 6 Vedangalu. Rugvedam, Yajurvedam, Samvedam, Adharva Vedam, 4 Vedashakalu. Mimamsa Nyaya Dharmashastramlu. Malla Puranalu. కలిపి మొత్తం 14 ప్రధాన విద్యలు. ఈ విద్యలు అధ్యయనం చేయడం వల్ల బుద్ధి పెంపొంది ఆధ్యాత్మిక జ్ఞానం వృద్ధి అవుతుంది. ధర్మ మార్గం అవగాహన అవుతుంది, పెంచుతాయి అవి. ఆధ్యాత్మిక జ్ఞానం అనేది ఉత్తినే రాదు, ఈజీగా రాదు. భౌతిక ప్రపంచానికి బంధాల నుంచి విముక్తి చేసే దాన్ని ఆధ్యాత్మిక జ్ఞానం అంటారు. అప్పుడే అమరత్వం అన్నది మనకు ఉన్నది, దాన్ని మళ్ళీ మనం పొందగలుగుతాం అన్నమాట. ఈ విధంగా ఈ విద్యలన్నీ ఆధ్యాత్మిక జ్ఞానాన్ని ఇచ్చే విద్యలు ఇవన్నీ శ్రీకృష్ణుడి యొక్క విభూతియే. సో ప్లీజ్ అండర్స్టాండ్, దిస్ ఈజ్ కృష్ణ. శిక్ష కల్ప వ్యాకరణ నిరుక్తి జ్యోతిష్ ఛంద ఋగ్ యజుర్ సామ అథర్వ మీమాంస న్యాయ ధర్మశాస్త్ర పురాణాస్. All these they comprise the 14 chief vidyas. These vidyas cultivate the intellect, deepen the knowledge, increase spirituality, awareness of dharma and the science of spirituality. That will liberate you from the material bondage and confer immortality on you, which you originally had, but you lost it because of your involvement in this mire of delusion. So all these things, sa vidya tan Matiryaya. The best knowledge is that by which the intellect becomes attached to the lotus feet of Krishna. That's what Srimad Bhagavatam is saying. Sa vidya tan matiryaya. So, I told you about also, what is that? Vada pravadatamaham. So, Jalpa is simply finding fault, destroying the other fellow's belief system and rendering him rudderless. Vitanda also, I told you, 2 people coming to the table only trying to beat each other into submission using frivolous argument, evasiveness, all kinds of dirty tricks. So Vada means the logical conclusion of a discussion aimed at knowing the truth. That is Krishna. So I will stop this track here. This is Vibhuti Yoga. We stopped at 10:32. I think in one more track I will be able to complete Vibhuti Yoga. Please listen carefully, make notes and ask questions. We are all together doing PhD in Bhagavad Gita. Bolo Jai Shri Ram.